Loyalists: How the American Revolution Affected the Lives, a mini-documentary by Christina Roseborough. Political and religious leaders, as well as many less affluent individuals from the Quaker and German pacifist communities, made up some of the Tories. A large number of neutrals also struggled with increasing difficulty to remain uninvolved in the conflict. Religion, ethnicity, economic status, and local concerns influenced decisions to back the rebellion, remain loyal to Great Britain, or stay neutral. Many initially supported the Patriot resistance against parliamentary taxation, but gradually shifted their allegiance after protests turned into war and a declaration of independence. The largest number of Tories resided in New York, and while there were Loyalists in almost all of the 13 colonies, most were there, Pennsylvania, and in the southern colonies. No colony had a greater number of Loyalists than revolutionaries or neutrals. The image shows population density of the 13 colonies and where Loyalist support was large in the colonies. Opponents of Loyalists: George Washington said that they were even higher and more insulting in their opposition than the regulars. Patriots thought Loyalists were self-interested men, greedy parasites who profited from the imperial connection, or weak and cowardly individuals who feared anarchy more than they appreciated liberty. Violence and other ramifications against Loyalists. Revolutionaries against Loyalists sparked violent outbursts leading to beatings, hangings, and some even being tarred and feathered. State legislators passed laws that required oaths of allegiance, or test oaths, to the new government. Those who refused to swear, whether from political or religious scruples, were deemed non-jurors, subject to substantial fines, and deprived of the right to vote, hold office, serve on juries, sue for debts, transfer real estate, or even hold some occupations. While few pacifists were in prison, the confiscations and fines ruined many families financially. Exile and emigration. Nearly 100,000 Loyalists left the colonies during the Revolution. Of these numbers, only about 25,000 joined the British Royal Army. Some Loyalists, including religious pacifists, died while in exile. Throughout the course of the war, an estimated 68,000 Americans were killed in action, 6,100 wounded, and upwards of 20,000 were taken prisoners. Historians believe that at least an additional 17,000 deaths were the result of disease, including about 8,000 to 12,000 who died while prisoners of war. Those numbers do not take into account what side of the war they fought for, and so there is no way to know how many of these losses were Loyalists. The political power vacuum. In Pennsylvania, a large number of Loyalists were the political elite. With their exile or emigration, it caused a political power vacuum. This allowed younger and less wealthy pro-independence thinkers to take over those political standings. Famous Loyalist Joseph Galloway, 1731 to 1803. He was an American colonial attorney and legislator who remained loyal to Great Britain. He was also a representative in the Continental Congress. Before the Declaration of Independence, Galloway nearly passed a peace agreement through the Continental Congress called a Plan of Proposed Union between Great Britain and the colonies. He continued drafting union agreements even after the Declaration of Independence was signed. He believed that a revolutionary war was unreasonable and unjust. Peace Treaty of Paris, 1783. After the treaty was signed, America pledged to end persecution of Loyalists. Loyalists who did not immigrate were quickly reintegrated into society, although many were still not returned their property, land, or political standings. On balance, Loyalists did not benefit from the American Revolution because of the liberties they lost. While in some situations Britain paid Tories for their loyalty, it was often not comparative to the financial and land loss from being removed from the colonies. The revolutionaries' cry for freedom and liberty cost quite a few persons just that. Thank you for watching.